right, hello again and welcome back. We have Les Bûches now versus NEOFights. We're actually getting underway.
First whistle has blown. Action underway immediately. Jammer for Les Bûches forcing her way to the front of the pack.
It looks like Justin Powers, who's been playing fantastic all day. And we have Rebels Advocate jamming there for NEOFights.
Rebels Advocate held at the back of the pack, makes a nice play around the outside, cuts from outside to inside, and she is in the free and open spaces, but it is Justin Powers on a scoring pass.
There's a nice hit thrown there by Booty Boop. Unfortunately, Justin Powers just slipping by and calling it off before NEOFights gets a chance to score any points.
A tidy 4 points for Les Bûches. I am told by people whose French is better than mine that les bûches means the wood or the log. The English expression laying the lumber in hockey would be an equivalent, I'm told.
Yeah, and actually I was told, there was a post earlier on the TextCast and it was like, they're cut from the finest trees. I liked it. I thought it was clever.
The very organic Les Bûches now facing the NEOFights.
Oh, beautiful hole opened up there on the outside. Demoniac through to get lead for Les Bûches. And we have Nellie McStung out there for NEOFights trying to fight her way through a wall in the back. Oh, big hit thrown.
That was Margaret Splatwood throwing the hit on Demoniac and doing so again. Meanwhile, around the other side of the track, Nellie McStung skates on and now re-engages with the pack.
Demoniac gets through and calls it off. And it's 4 points for Demoniac and 1 point for the NEOFight Jammer. So now we have one Les Bûches in the box, so it's a 4-3 pack advantage for NEOFights.
Just under 18 minutes remain in the bout. Les Bûches, a score of 8, NEOFights 1. Play is underway, although there's a lot of small movement within the pack. There we go.
Beautiful. Big movement by Booty Boop. She's done fantastic as well so far today as a blocker and really aggressive as a jammer. It's been doing well for her team.
Booty Boop is the captain of the NEOFights and has really led by example in this tournament.
She's getting through to get lead now upon her scoring pass. Easy pass. Beautiful. Perfect 4 points.
4 and the door. It's good enough for Bonnie Thunders. It is good enough for Booty Boop. She puts up 4-0 against Game Boy and calls it off.
Still 4-3 advantage right now for NEOFights. One Les Bûches in the box. So we have Justin Powers out there now jamming for Les Bûches, and I can't currently see who's out there for NEOFights, but I'll tell you in a moment.
That is number 10. That's Tenacious T.
Tenacious T. Oh, beautiful drag back by Clara O'Kee. And Justin Powers has enough time to sneak through the front there and get lead. Les Bûches now scoring points. 4 points scored there. Tenacious T still just finishing her initial, not having scored yet. And of course, Les Bûches calls it off before NEOFights can score any points. So right now it's 12-5 with 16 minutes left.
Like field announcer?
I guess the streamcast, because they're asking here.
So we want to take this time to thank Rumbling Rage Derby Shop. Rumbling Rage Derby Shop, your one-stop shopping experience. Everything you need to play roller derby, all in one store. Check us out online at www.rumblingragederbyshop.com.
Action underway again. Now jamming for Les Bûches, number 6.
Demoniac.
It's Tequila Rose. No, that's Nelson Mandela. My apologies. There are 2 number 6s on the track right
Yeah.
now. Nelson Mandela. Now cutting around to the outside. Oh, she absorbs a tremendous hit there.
A huge hit there thrown by Rebels Advocate. So Demoniac breaking through the pack now, getting through. Oh, big hit by Booty Boop again, making herself very apparent on the track. Rebels Advocate working with her to bridge. Some great drag back maneuvers here. So right now, Les Bûches is actually on a power jam. Just grabbing lead jammer there.
Nelson Mandel, yes, gets the signal from her bench to skate on, and now approaches the pack, moving things very slowly. Les Bûches trying to slow things down and achieve easy access for her to the inside of the pack. She cuts over to the front and calls off the jam. Five points on the board for Les Bûches.
So thanks again to Rydell Skates. Very generous donation. They're donating a set of wheels to an MVP for every team in this tournament. That's 16 teams. Thank you so much to Rydell for that donation.
We're seeing some bewildered voices on the streamcast. Yes, the delay did cause a momentary shuffling of teams, but yes, the NEOFights are playing Les Bûches in the Reeve Arena right now, and Les Bûches have lead jam.
Justin Powers out there jamming again for Les Bûches. And then we have Booty Vicious out there for NEOFights just coming out of the box. And it looks like she's getting sent to the box for a back block. Very unfortunate right now. NEOFight need their jammer on the track. They want to be able to score some more points and keep Les Bûches from pulling away too far. 20-minute game, a very small lead can seem insurmountable in 20 minutes.
Les Bûches on the power jam. Justin Powers now inside the pack, fights away. There was a 3-wall in the front she has to beat. She tries the outside.
She goes for a no pass, no penalty. That'll be 4 points.
It would appear she did put her foot right there, and she was awarded the full 5. With 12.5 minutes remaining, Les Bûches, a score of 26. The NEOFights, 5.
And she fights her way through the front. Another scoring pass there, another 5 points. We have NEOFights jammers standing now. Standing on the box. I imagine Justin Powers is going to want to call it soon. Oh, and she sneaks out before she gets a chance to do so.
Justin Powers puts up another 5 points and seems willing to gamble with the re-engagement of the jammer. Well, the time was on her side as the jam came to a close quite naturally, Rainbow. And it looks like we have 11.5 minutes remaining.
Fantastic skating there by Justin Powers. Again, just doing a great job all day.
31-5 in favor of Les Bûches.
So I believe we have Booty Boop out there right now for NEOFight. And I cannot see Les Bûches jammer.
That is Game Boy. I can tell by her diminutive stature. She's hidden behind the wall, and she is cutting around the outside.
She gets a smack there to the face.
Penalty on the play. Looks like Dynamite.
Oh, Game Boy slips by on the inside. Tight space. Jumps through.
And did not land fairly. Referee Jetboy there calling a track-cutting penalty. Game Boy will sit. This is now a power jam for the NEOFight.
This is a great opportunity, especially with the jammer like Booty Boop out there right now. Hopefully she can put up some mean points for her team. I'm seeing a couple of skaters going off there. It's a 3-2 pack advantage right now for Les Bûches. Booty Boop trying to force her way through that wall. They're doing a really solid job of blocking her. Oh, and she pushes through on the outside. Beautiful. It was a distraction play there on her her teammate's behalf.
That is a grand slam for Booty Boop, and the Neophites closing the gap between these teams with 10 minutes remaining.
The Neophites blockers doing a great job getting in there and getting some offensive hits and distracting and mushing up the pack, getting Booty Boop the space to be able to get through.
Booty Boop gets instructions from the bench.
She is not lead.
She tries to call off the jam, and yes, she is not lead. That is not going to work.
Ooh, oh. And Game Boy pops through.
And of course, because Game Boy was lead jammer and took a penalty, this jam will have to skate to its natural conclusion.
Which is not very far away. Oh my goodness. 4 points, and that's a 5-point grand slam right there for Game Boy.
Tremendous speed from Game Boy. Despite her diminutive stature, she was able to eat up a lot of track, catch up with the pack, and come around just one more time to increase the lead of Les Bûches.
I think almost negating the power jam that had just occurred, because I believe that they only scored 10 points, the Neophites. Only scored 10 points in that one, and Les Bûches just scored 9 coming out from the penalty box.
And with just under 9 minutes remaining, Les Bûches with a score of 45, the Neophites 16. Rainbow Fight, what do you think about the grueling nature of this tournament? These skaters are quite new, and they've had to skate more than one game within this tournament. It is quite warm in the arena. I think fatigue is going to be a factor as we head into the evening.
Oh, for sure, and that plays true with any tournament, but especially this new, and I don't want to speak stereotypically, but I feel like at this point, at least when I was skating back in the day, we weren't as heavily involved into fitness this early into our derby careers. So I can't speak, of course, now for how people are nowadays, but I know that fitness makes or breaks a game, and back in the day when I started, way back when, if you couldn't, if you weren't energetic enough to be able to play through the whole game without getting exhausted, then you were going to be outplayed by the other team for sure. So you can see the teams that have been training and they're just powering through, whereas other teams they'll suffer if they're getting exhausted and if you're not cross-training. And it's like Smack Daddy said, you don't play roller derby to get in shape. You get in shape to play roller derby.
And
Thank
I think
you
we
very
should
much,
all
Smack
heed
Daddy.
the advice. Yeah, we should all heed the advice of Smack Daddy. What does she know?
Oh.
Quite a few things, I reckon. We
Eighth
are
place now.
We are ready to roll here once again here at Fresh and Furious 2013.
Perfect, and we're off. And we have Justin Powers. They're trying to sneak by on the outside, but getting a hit, but slips by on the inside nonetheless. Beautiful.
Nice recovery there by Justin Powers.
Definitely. Nellie McStung now behind a wall of Les Bûches blockers. And she pops by on the inside. It was a rough one, but she got through. Of course, Nellie McStung just completing her initial pass. Justin Powers just getting 4 points. Calling it off before Neophites get a chance to score.
4 in the door there for Les Bûches. That will extend their lead with 8 minutes remaining. They've been quite commanding so far in this particular bout. The Neophites, of course, playing hot on the heels of their previous bout on the other track in this tournament over at the Bubble.
Back to back, some would say.
Absolutely. There was a lengthy pause for the injury, but I don't think that puts the skaters of the Neophites in the right headspace necessarily.
No, I think the jammer of the Neophites is ready to go. She's rip roaring. And we have Demoniac there for Les Bûches getting pulled back by Booty Vicious. That's some great blocking.
And it is Rebels Advocate in the white skating for the Neophites.
Lead jammer goes to Les Bûches. And Rebels Advocate not far behind, about 40 feet behind her. She's going to make her work for her points.
Number of penalties being called on the play as the box fills up here. Demoniac heads to the outside in turn number 2. She slips, falls. Yes.
I don't know if it was in time before Rebels Advocate could score points. Oh, Rebels Advocate scoring 4 points. That's some hustle there. You have to remember, you score till the 4th whistle, so you hear the whistles, you have to hustle.
An impressive 4-point steal by the Neophites. Just under 7 minutes remaining. Les Bûches 49, NEOFights 20. We'd like to thank our good friends at Monster Muffin. Unleash your inner monster on the track in Monster Muffin Derby wear. Check out all the excitement at monstermuffin.com.
Oh, a huge hit thrown there on the NEOFights jammer. Justin Powers again going, sneaking through on the inside, getting lead. Tenacious T being stuck at the back. Game Boy really giving her a hard time. It's great to see such well-rounded skaters at this point in the game as well. So many people, I think, early on get stuck in one position or another, and you see people like Game Boy, Justin Powers, Booty Boop, seeing them block and jam successfully is amazing.
You're absolutely right, Rainbow Fight, and they are at the beginning of their career. So, I mean, the sky's the limit if they can train themselves to play the various positions.
Oh, beautiful hit by Game Boy there, getting the cut called on Tenacious T. It's going to be a power jam for Les Bûches. This is not where the NEOFights want to be right now. There's not much time left, and they do not need a bigger deficit.
Up at the front of the pack, she gets hit to the inside of the oval. A forearm penalty being called by referee Ross Vegas. That is to Lucifer. She will head to the box.
And Les Bûches successfully slowing down the pack pace to pretty much a standstill. Justin Powers, oh, nice. Oh, that was close. She came up to the wall and she faked to the inside. She almost had it and she got a bump. And then she straddled and almost cut, but she was good. She stepped back into the inside, entered in from the back, and got her 5 points legally.
And that is number 33 in the white, Margaret Splatwood, who has been doing tremendous blocking work for the NEOFights all tournament long. Once again, she puts the hip into Justin Powers.
Dirkware did a great job just that time, stopping for Margaret Splatwood from dragging back her jammer even farther. Really great play from both teams. These are both amazing teams.
Considering the level of fatigue involved, we're seeing a really tremendous bout here from both of these teams. Les Bûches currently in the lead 69-20 over the NEOFights. 4.5 minutes remaining in the contest.
So we want to do a shout out, of course, to Canuck Derby TV for broadcasting all of these wonderful games here at the Reeve Arena and the Bubble. And again, thank you very much to Layer9.ca for producing them for us, without which you guys wouldn't be able to know what's going on here. And we'd just be talking to ourselves.
Action. Back into it once again.
Oh.
Demoniac pushed outside between turns 1 and 2. Quickly recovers, charges to the front, but there is a wall of 3 in front of her.
Rebels Advocate really making her work to get out of that pack, but of course she gets out and gets lead. NEOFights jammer being recycled to the back of the pack. Booty Vicious out there jamming for NEOFights.
Demoniac approaches the pack. She looks for a way in, slowing things down, tries the inside.
She's coming around the outside now. Booty Boop has her number, though. She does not want to let her go. Oh. Great work by Rebels Advocate. A hit there. I don't know if she actually went out, but I know that Demoniac wasn't sure if she went out or not. And she did not want to go back to the back of the pack. So she calls it off. Great work there.
We have a timeout here being called by the NEOFights. A little discussion here with just 3 minutes remaining, talking about whether or not they can find the handle on the door back into this contest.
69-20. It's a big lead. It would have to be a very impressive 3 minutes, but I'm sure that it could be done.
Coming up after this contest will be, as was originally scheduled, the Fergus Feims will play the Hammer City FreshMeat right here in the arena.
So if the winner of this game then will go on to play at 7 o'clock. Well, it's originally scheduled at 7 o'clock, so it'll be pushed back another little bit, I imagine. And they will play the winner of Renegade Derby Dames versus Pulp Affliction. So we are currently in our quarterfinals. This is where you start to see the really high action, tight, close, amazing games.
And a very traditional up at the front pivot line start from these teams.
Oh my God, I feel like it's 2 years ago. I don't even know what's going on. Nice, Game Boy popping through to get lead for Les Bûches. Nellie McStung not far behind though, only half a track behind. Game Boy trying to slip by on the outside and duck under. Successful. Nellie McStung right behind her though, steals 4 points. 4-4 jam.
Game Boy thought she had the hit and get, and no, it's a 4-4 jam.
Still at this point for Les Bûches, that's a positive. They're in the lead, so they can run the clock. Booty Boop now out there jamming for NEOFights. And I'm not sure who's out there for Les Bûches yet. I can't see her number from here.
We have Booty Boop. And in the green for Les Bûches. Juking from side to side.
Excellent footwork. Clara O'Kee, so she's been actually blocking all of this game. So it's really great to see her out there wearing the jammer penty now. And I mean, obviously it's well deserved. Some great juking maneuvers.
Clara O'Kee.
Approaching quite fast at the back of the pack there. Oh, breaks through the wall, calling it off. Booty Boop trying to steal some points. I don't think she made it in time though. No, unfortunately not. No points for NEOFights awarded that time. 4 for Les Bûches. So it's 82-24 with a minute and a half left. It's going to have to be a pretty phenomenal minute and a half by NEOFights if they want to take this.
Absolutely. However, showing no signs of quit throughout this tournament, the NEOFights have put up some really great play, and I think they're pretty happy with what they've done here today.
And I imagine they're missing Heine Valentine. I know she got injured in the previous bout, and she is a force to be reckoned with. So it's unfortunate to see a player like that lost, especially to injury. So I imagine that plays a part mentally as well as in the gameplay. And
what have we here about a NEOFights lead jam from Nellie McStung?
When she slips by there on the outside, gets past Justin Powers, who's actually blocking right now. And they have Swedish Charcoal out there jamming for Les Bûches. 5-point natural grand slam for Nellie McStung. Great work. She wants to continue this, and the NEOFights want to hold this jammer to chip away at that lead. Go out and, what is it, the blaze of glory? That's what you say, right?
Nellie McStung continues to skate. Now inside the pack, runs up against a wall of green. Swedish Charcoal in the free and open spaces, chasing the pack. Nellie McStung calls off the jam.
Ooh, it's going to be a close one. I wonder if they're going to try to call a timeout to get another jam out of this. Ooh. I didn't see a signal for a timeout, but they're lining up like there's another jam. Oh, and we hear the whistle. That's
There's the long whistle.
Of the game. We're just waiting on the official, but as it stands right now, it's 82-33 for Les Bûches. So again, this is game 21. If you're keeping track of your brackets, this is game 21, and our winner was Les Bûches. So 82-33. We're waiting on the final. But as it stands right now, 82-33 for Les Bûches. So Les Bûches advances to game 25, which again was scheduled for 7 o'clock, but I imagine will be pushed back as it is now 6:45. And we still have another game to play in between. So the Les Bûches will go up against the winner of the game that's currently happening over in the bubble. So we're unaware of how that game is going.
That's the Renegade Derby Dames against Pulp Affliction. Pulp was winning last I looked, but one never knows.
So up next now we actually have Hammer City versus Fergus. So stay tuned. They'll be coming on very shortly. They're doing a brief warm-up and then starting to play. We're going to try to get slightly back on track.
You're watching Canuck Derby TV, a Layer 9 production. This is the Fresh and the Furious 2013. My name is Lightning Slim. I have been joined by Rainbow Fight. Go absolutely nowhere.
Thank you so much.